मैं बोला मैं एक पैसा नहीं दूंगा और मैं एनजीओ खोल के जाऊँ, 6 महीने बाद आओ। मैं बोला 6 महीने बाद आऊंगा और तब तक एक पैसा नहीं दूंगा। आई डिडंट पे देम एनी मनी एंड आई ओपन द एनजीओ एंड बिकॉज आई न्यू कि मैं तो लड़ जाऊंगा तेरे से। हाय एवरीवन, बहुत सारे लोग मुझे पूछते हैं कि यार प्रोफाइल कैसे बनाना है, क्या करना है। आज मेरे पास चेतना मैम बैठे हैं। चेतना मैम वर्क विद इंटेल, नोकिया, Infosys. Ma'am, how many years was that?
18 years plus.
18 years plus. And जिन लोगों को नहीं पता होगा, Nokia फोन का जो फर्स्ट सिस्टम था Symbian ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के अंदर मैम का बहुत बड़ा हाथ। You were in the development team?
Yes, I was.
क्या बात है, this is so amazing. Welcome on board, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Boys and girls, today we're going to talk about one very important factor, NGO. नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर काम करना क्यों जरूरी है, कैसे है, वी गोइंग टू बी टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट। ये एक ऐसा फैक्टर है, कॉलेजेस लाइक SPJain बॉम्बे, इवन मैम IIM अहमदाबाद, IIM बैंगलोर एंड ISBR, मैम को मैं ISBR में मिला हूं, ये लोग बहुत टाइम स्पेंड करते हैं अबाउट रूरल मैनेजमेंट, सोशल इमर्शन। वो आज समझेंगे व्हाई दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट एंड व्हाट मैम हैज डन। मैम, यू हैव आल्सो लॉन्च समथिंग कॉल्ड LetsTagOn. What's that?
Yeah. So LetsTagOn is an organization to exactly provide what you just said, to foster social responsibility and community engagement in youth and develop skills in the process. And you mentioned about profile building. Exactly that gives them the opportunity to engage in real life, real world problems and then develop skills in the process while making an impact.
Superb. So I was reading a story. The story talks about what leadership is all about. Leadership is all about, like, if you are a caveman and if you go out of the cave and you see the light, leader is going to come back and tell his people and say like, hey, you know what, come out of it. So social and rural, I mean, I don't know about you guys, ma'am, we all come from humble backgrounds, right? You come from North Kannada and then moved to Bangalore. I come from Punjab and then I came in. But I made a point during my social internship at SPJain Bombay.
Right.
We can choose wherever we want to go.
Yes, exactly.
So I picked up Punjab. मैंने बोला बाकी भारत बाद में देखेंगे. I want to be selfish. So I went back and I did my rural immersion
there.
Right?
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, and it's a full-fledged not-for-profit organization. It started with my selfish motive of के भाई पहले पंजाब के लिए, but now it's a pan-India story.
Yes, amazing. No, it's so amazing to listen to your story, and in fact of how social internship was the stepping stone for your own work in the NGO sector and the last 15 years of
Sounds
of silence. Yes.
Lovely. Ma'am, let's talk it more. How does it change the people? You are doing a credit course with them.
Yes.
30 hours ये लोग जाएंगे अंदर. They're going to work it. SPJain Bombay does it for like a few weeks, in fact, touching nearly 2 months. But जब ये time spend करते हैं, have you seen a transformation in the student journey?
Definitely. So let me quote a few examples. Right here at ISBR, we are, like you said, we started as a simple, okay, 2 दिन का एक exposure दे देंगे. Like we will just give them exposure to what are the social causes, and that's how we started this journey 4 years back at ISBR as a social immersion, and now we have it as a credit course of 30 hours, and plus they work outside of these hours on social projects. So how does it actually change, and why should it matter to people listening to us, right? It's like they're all young people with job aspirations, with aspirations to make money, and I have a son of your age who probably has similar aspirations to just go and make money in the world. And why are we talking, or why should you listen to something like this where we are talking of social causes, social projects and things like that? So the key point, if I were to say it in one point, it is transformational. It changes you as a person. It changes you. It changes your personality, and it is something that triggers within you, which will give you the confidence to face everything else, right? So when you see, like we have had a student who went to a old age home and spent some time there, and he would go as part of his project. He started just as, okay, करना है, मैंडेटरी है, क्रेडिट कोर्स है, जाना है तो जाएंगे टाइप्स, राइट? सो व्हेन ही वेंट देयर एंड आफ्टर अ कपल ऑफ इंटरैक्शंस you would see his transformation. He came back and told us, ma'am, you know what, my relationships with my parents has improved now. I talk to them more. I spoke to this old lady there where while her son has dumped her in the old age home, but she always keeps thinking about him now, even now. So it is so transformational ke okay chalo, like, and we were so kind of fulfilled, and that okay, my relationship with my parents has improved now.
Right.
Can you imagine something
Right.
like that?
Right.
And we had another set of students from here at ISBR who went out on a e-waste awareness drive.
Okay.
Okay, like they went door to door, house to house, and then said that okay, create awareness about e-waste and don't throw it out. We have set up this thing here, you put your waste here and all that stuff, right? Now imagine doing this as a young 22, 23-year-old and going house to house, and not everybody treats you well.
Yeah, of
So
course.
there were people who shut the door on students, like, and then after going to and the reflection that we heard from that student was, you know what, ma'am, like now I don't care what people say.
Very good. Whatever we're talking about here is actually the learnings as well.
Yes.
And one thing what I learned, ma'am, during my not-for-profit stint, which I'm still continuing, आप ना, you don't have any shame of doing anything.
Yes.
You know, if I have to use this word, you are nude. You know that I am doing this for goodness.
Yes.
And अब तो देखी जाएगी.
हाँ, अब तो देखी जाएगी.
मैं मैम जब अपना नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रजिस्टर करने के लिए गया, सो एज यूजुअल इंडिया पैसे मांग रहे हैं, एंड दे वर लाइक, आई सेड आई एम जेन्युइनली डूइंग इट एंड आई हैव रिसेंटली फिनिश्ड माय एमबीए. मेरे को एक काम करना है, मैं नहीं आप लोग बड़े पैसे कमाएंगे एक्सेट्रा. आई डोंट वांट टू नेम व्हिच ऑफिस वाज दैट एक्सेट्रा, बट या इंडिया आप वो बड़े पैसे कमाओगे. मुझे करना ही, मैं बोला मैं एक पैसा नहीं दूंगा और मैं एनजीओ खोल के जाऊँ, 6 महीने बाद आओ. मैं बोला 6 महीने बाद आऊंगा और तब तक एक पैसा नहीं दूंगा. आई डिडंट पे देम एनी मनी एंड आई ओपन द एनजीओ एंड बिकॉज आई न्यू कि मैं तो लड़ जाऊंगा तेरे से, यू नो. आई हैड टू वेट फॉर 6 मंथ. मे बी वो 30,000 ही मांग रहा था उस जमाने में. 30,000 बहुत था when you fresh graduate, you know. That's a very big amount, right? Now it's okay. Now I think I could have saved 6 months. But if you are true and working not for profit organization, it'll make you humble first of all.
Yes.
जाके किसी घंटी पे जाके इवन पैसे मांगने, फंड रेज करना मजाक नहीं है.
Yeah, it is not.
बट अच्छी बात यह है कि आई रियलाइज दूसरों के लिए मांगने में फिर कॉन्फिडेंस है. खुद के लिए मांगना is
You won't be able to do that, but yeah, definitely. And now if you look back at how we tie it back to the professional skills that the students develop, right? So if you go tie it down to, like, say things like sales. After MBA, if you are getting into a sales job, this is what confidence you need. This is what ability to accept a no is about.
True.
Right? So those are the critical things about a sales job. So you have seen it all. You have seen it in real life. You have gone to people, tried to convince them of something. We talk about persuasion skills. Right? So now if you're talking about, okay, now it's not easy to make someone accept that okay, ये e-waste है, उसको यहाँ पे ही डालना है. It's about persuasion. So you are learning these skills on ground.
Which are required for finance MBA. तो मैं तो बोलूँगा my 2 cents, ठीक है. मैं मेरा NGO सेक्टर में काम करना started with my selfish interest.
Right.
ठीक है. जब everybody's selfish interest. तुम ना अपना खुद का selfish interest रख लो कि तेरे को पहले तो सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए. Let's trap them, मैम, है ना. तेरे को तू बस सर्टिफिकेट के लिए कर. And you go to an NGO for 2 months. I'm sure, मैम, 10 लोग हैं. 10 लोगों में से 8 of them are going to get transformed. Right? In the knowledge of the certification.
Yes.
And we don't need leaders who are not empathetic. We don't need leaders who are not socially responsible. You go to Harvard's website, you go to IIM Ahmedabad's website, ISBR's website, SPJain's website. We believe in creating responsible leaders. और हमें चाहिए. Yeah.
Exactly. And in fact now, like I said, I'm doing my PhD also in responsible.
Yeah, ma'am is doing a PhD from IIM Kozhikode on responsible leadership. So ma'am is the right person to talk about that.
So now I've been studying about, you would see the literature in the last few years on responsible leadership. Nobody wants leaders who are not empathetic, who don't understand society. Finally, all these functions are there, like finance, marketing, operations, everything is there. But it happens in a context, in the context of the society. And if you don't understand it, you can see the ability of a leader to be effective in that context if you don't understand the context. So in that sense also, it's very, very important that we understand the society around us, and these programs also help to connect with the self. Right? So at ISBR, like basically we call this program as Connect with Self, Society and Surrounding. Right? So it gives you that edge in terms of developing the skills along with making an impact.
True that. Ma'am, and rightly said, it changes you the person, you become humble. When I was working in this NGO, my first stint, so there were all these small little kids. So I met a small girl. Her one arm was, they were all like fractured when she was a kid. I asked her like, what happened? Like, so she was very young, and while she was being born, just the doctor mishandled her, and she had a broken arm, and hence she was at an orphanage. You know, I was like, bro, you are so lucky. You know, that you got a sane doctor. I mean, she was also in the hospital which was next to mine where I was born, not my same one, and I was with a good doctor. I asked her like, you can, you know, case karo yaar, you know, aisa kaise ho sakta hai, what we taught in movies, etc. And then her mom I met, she said 1 out of 1,000 of cases aisa case hota hai where the baby gets stuck kind of thing, and it has to be. But that girl is going to be with a, you know, a limping arm throughout. So an NGO will tell you कि भाई तू कितना बढ़िया आदमी है. I don't know आजकल की डेट में.
It helps you develop gratitude and understand your privileges.
Thanks to God, दोनों हाथ चल रहे हैं, 5 fingers चल रहे हैं, दिमाग चल रहा है, बाल मेरे चलो कम है, पर हैं. You know, you're awake in the morning. You're not towards the bed, and when you see such people, it's going to be transformational.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm really enjoying this conversation. Ma'am, any parting thoughts to all these people? I'm going to keep getting you again and again. You are such a lovely soul. Aaj I'm sure they're getting inspired. Any parting thoughts to all these people who are listening to us?
No. Basically, find something that you can engage in. It could be anything. It could be something like, I have a set of students who run a band, and they started going to orphanages and old age homes and played the songs and the band. So something that you love. So you can start with something that you love and see how you can do it to create an impact, and I'm sure that would be a transformational journey. And we have been associated with ISBR for last 4 years, helping students to discover those connections. And while we started as a simple awareness program, now we have it as a credit course. While they are developing skills, they are engaging, they are making an impact. I'm sure you will find your love too.
This is so amazing. Thank you for joining, boys and girls. Find an NGO near, तुम्हारा assignment है. Find an NGO nearby और जाओ और वहाँ जाके कुछ काम करके आओ 2 महीने के लिए, और मुझे कमेंट करके बताओ, was it inspirational? Just one small word, inspirational would be really helpful. और कमेंट सेक्शन के अंदर मिलते हैं. और किसी ने कोई रिसेंट काम किया है किसी NGO के साथ अपनी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के लिए, और जो लोग B schools के अंदर जा रहे हो, check on the website. SPJain Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, ISBR, क्या वो socially responsible B schools है कि नहीं? Because corporations are looking for such things.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining, guys. You guys are awesome. Do it in the like button. I'm going to be there with you till the end. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Take care, guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.